Well, good morning, class. I thought it might be fun to actually do a very short little paint since we can't be together in person today. So this is going to be so easy, all right? No pressure. And I know Valentine's Day is already passed, but let's do some Valentines. Let's do some little hearts. So you can use a pencil if you want, but all you're going to need is something to write with. I'm going to use a pen. Well, and something to draw with, I should say. You want to be able to draw some hearts. You can use a pencil if you want. Like I said, I'm going to be using this pen just so you can see it more easily. And this is a permanent, like water-fast pen. And I like the way that line and wash looks anyway. And that's what we call watercolor done with ink. Outlines is line and wash. The only other thing you'll need is a brush. I have with me kind of a range. I've got a size 4 round, a 6 round, and a 10 round. I'll probably use the 10 round for most of it, if not all. And then just whatever colors you feel like using from your palette. So I'm going to wake my paints up over here. Let them kind of warm up while we're drawing. And so I'm just going to draw some hearts, and I'm going to let them overlap, you know, different sizes. And they don't need to be perfect by any means. And we're not going to do glazing today, but we are going to do some charging. So charging is a wet and wet technique. So we'll be wetting the paper, and then we'll be putting some paint in, just kind of dropping it in. And we'll let the water kind of disperse the paint. That's what charging means. Just dropping in paint. And the fact that there's some overlap will create kind of some interesting, fun little, interactions. So anyway, so that's enough hearts, I think. I probably went overboard, but that's okay. Now I'm going to get these hearts wet with some water. Okay. And boy, am I glad this pen dries fast, huh? Otherwise, we'd already be bleeding ink. And I'm not going to worry too much about staying in the lines, okay? I just want this to be a fun exercise. So, okay. And maybe, let's see, I'm thinking about my colors already. You know, if I'm going to let them blend together, I don't necessarily want to have mud. I don't want to make some ooky colors. So maybe I'll avoid mixing complementaries in the same area, but, of course we've got to do some red or pink, but I like the idea of using our fuchsia and our purple and our blues and our yellows. Pretty much I'm good with everything except for I don't want to use any earth tones really. So, yeah. And I'm not going to worry too much about preparing the paint necessarily. Let me bring this over so you guys can see it better. Okay. So, I'm just going to get things kind of wet. And I know you won't see me over here, but all I'm doing is, adding a little bit of water. I'm going to use my pipette here. Add just a touch of water. But really, I don't want to dilute it much. I just want to get a little pool of it. Okay. There we go. So I like this fuchsia quite a bit. And I think I'll do this heart right here. So I'm just dropping it in. Letting the water do most of the work. Now I may have to, like some of these look like they're starting to dry a little bit. And it's because I'm using a cheaper paper. This is not the Bao Hong. This is not Honey Mule or Arches. This is actually B paper. I had it on my little watercolor handout, the paper handout. And it is a cheaper paper. Yeah, and you can see I'm okay with this bleeding. This is kind of fun. All right, let's do for that heart maybe. Let's do an orange, or not an orange, but red permanent. Okay, and just kind of drop it in. And you can, because this is not a super wet paper, it's not gonna necessarily disperse all the way for us. Like the paper might dry before it gets out there, so I'm encouraging it, helping it along. And I'm just going to kind of touch next to fuchsia heart here. I can always add more fuchsia back. But yeah, so look at those fun bleeds. Okay, rinse that off. Okay, how about we get some blue? Let's do some cerulean. Yeah, I'm not going to need very much, so how about we just drop. Why don't we do another one? Let's do a little one over here too. Perfect. Okay, rinse. Yeah, I'm still using my bigger brush. This is fine. If you're uncomfortable using a brush that big, you can switch to your smaller. I'm going to do some nickel azo yellow now. Let's do this other larger heart here. And yeah, they're starting to dry again. Let me grab my other brush here. I doubt you'll have this problem with if you're using the Bao Hong paper. Nope, see, and look, just adding water to that smaller heart encourage that yellow to jump in there. I love how pretty that is. And remember, water is what controls your paints, okay? All right, let's do, how about some phthalo blue somewhere? Okay, let's do some phthalo, like right here. And I'm just going to touch here. Okay, phthalo is a more kind of aggressive color. Let's do one in this too. So it's going to spread more easily than some of the other colors. This heart must have gotten a little bit drier. I didn't notice that one. Okay. And rinse that off again. How about we go with some of our alizarin crimson. Let's get this one up here. And this one here. Okay, what do we want that last one? I guess we could do, how about we do one more fuchsia? I like that color. And I like mixing it with the yellow, actually. It's very pretty. It's that blood orange, right? Blood orange color. And I just love blood oranges. They're so yummy. Yum, yum, yum. So, that was it. Look how easy. And look how fun it is, you know? You can always, so charging again is just adding, paint to a wet page. So it could be wet with water, it could be wet with another paint. So this is also charging, okay? This is charging. Let's get some more. This is charging. That's charging. Okay. Yeah. And that's it. Kind of fun. Well, thanks everyone. I hope you have a great day and enjoy your weekend. And let me know if you have any questions. I know that first painting is a little bit challenging, or maybe a lot challenging. But yeah, we'll come back to it and we'll make sure y'all have the skills before we part ways in 4 weeks or, yeah, however long that is. Thanks, y'all.